Hello, everybody. I'm Tess from State Library Victoria. Thank you for joining us and welcome to our creative writing workshop today with Rawah Arja. We're meeting on Zoom today. There's Raja, she's saying hi. We're meeting on Zoom today, but no matter where you are joining us from, I'd really like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, their elders past, present and emerging. It's very important that we say that and have that moment of acknowledgement. But today it is my pleasure to welcome Rawah. Rawah is a writer and teacher, and she's joining us all the way from Sydney. And excitingly, her book, The F Team, was released just last week. And today she's going to show us some cool creative writing techniques. And Raja loves looking at people's work. And today we'll be looking at 3 people's work at a time. And we'll hopefully get to touch base with everyone. But for now, I'm going to hand it over to Rawah. Big round of applause for her. Oh, and Susan is signing with us today. Thank you, Susan.
Thanks, Tess. That was really, really lovely. Before we get started, I also want to say thank you very much for coming. I am, like I always say, I love doing things like this, but I'll tell you a bit about me because I feel like, you know, if somebody's giving a creative writing workshop, you should know a little bit about them. I do live in Sydney and I have a very, very big family, 7 brothers and sisters, and I'm number 6 in the family. And I have been a teacher for over 10 years. And I also do, right now I don't teach anymore, I do things like this now, creative writing workshops all over Australia. And I'm super excited. So let's get straight into it because I know with last week's workshop we had time because everybody wanted to read their work. And like Tess said, I do love hearing other people's work. So I'm going to get started by sharing my screen. We're going to go over here. If any of you at any point cannot see, just let myself, Tess or Carlos know, or if there's any glitches, be more than happy to help. Let's just make this, sorry, up here. Okay, so let's get started. Here we go. All right, the first thing we're going to do is today I want to really focus on how to start your story because myself, I always find it difficult to begin my story. I don't have any ideas and I struggle to come up with a theme or a story, but I'm going to give you a special little technique that might help you out. So I call it the hook, line and sinker test. So basically you today are all going to be a fisherman, a fishwoman, and the reader is going to be the fish. So it's your job to actually hook them in at the beginning. So when you start your story, it's very important sometimes if you give yourself a word limit. And today we're going to focus on our beginnings by having a word limit, okay? So we want to capture the reader, like I said. I'm going to give you some examples now of beginnings that I absolutely love, and I know you've heard of some of these authors, so let's get straight into it. So I'm going to give you time to read it, but while you read it, I'm also going to have a read too. So these are very famous books. Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. Hands up if you love Diary of a Wimpy Kid and you're a big fan. Yes, awesome. Well, look how he started off. He said, first of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. That got me interested. I want to read more now. The next one, I don't think a lot of people have heard of this, but it's actually one of my favorite picture books by Eve Bunting. And look how she started her story. My dad and I live in an airport. Ooh, that's interesting to me because I don't know anybody that lives in an airport, and I'm sure you don't know anybody that lives in an airport too. This one's actually pretty funny and one of my favorites. Things are a lot different around here since that unicorn moved in. That makes me as a reader want to read more. And the last one, and is absolutely my favorite, and if you didn't know, the story of Peter Pan is over 100 years old. It's actually one of my favorites. All children, except one, grow up. Now, I'm going to tell you what they all have in common. Not only are they super interesting, right, but they're actually all short. They're not really long beginnings where you have to find out a lot of information. They capture you straight away. So let's start straight away. Going to have a go at writing your own beginning, but I am going to be a little bit mean, okay? And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So, this is my friend, okay? He's a wizard. He's a pretty cool wizard too. And this shed is in my backyard, and you're all invited over. It's not really in my backyard, but let's just pretend it is, okay? So I want you to really think about what I'm going to read to you. So imagine you discover this shed at the bottom of your garden. What is inside? I can imagine it's magical inside, much bigger than it seems on the outside. Perhaps lit by candles, strange instruments on the tables, cobwebbed and dusty. Behind you, the door closes gently, and you see this man in an electric blue robe with a fiery wand in his hand. The candles flicker and die out. It's pitch black, and he whispers. Get ready, guys. Get your pens ready or your pencils. This is your job. You have 10 words only. No more, no less. What does the wizard say to you? Make it mysterious. This is the opening scene to a story. Now, I've done this before, and I've had students say, Miss, I finished. And then I go read their work, and I'll say, hang on a second, buddy. That's only 9 words. And you're like, yeah, you said 10 words or less. I said, nuh-uh. So this is the trick, guys. It has to be exactly 10 words. It cannot be 9 words. It cannot be 11 words. It has to be 10. And I know that may seem a little bit tricky, but that's okay. You can have as many tries as you like. And I will give you some time to come up with a really interesting opening scene to a story.
Fascinating challenge, Rawah. 10 words only.
So the point of this activity is to make you really think about word choice. So you have to pick the best words that you can, and only 10 of them to capture me or capture any reader. Somebody asked,
I'm done.
does the talking marks count as words or the punctuation? Nope, they don't. And if I heard somebody say they're finished, if you are finished, have another go. See if you can, do another one.
What do we have to do?
So this wizard is in this shed, and you walk in, and you have to write in 10 words, what does this wizard say to you? That's what you have to do. Does he say something along the lines of, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. Where have you been, mister? It could be something like that, or completely the opposite. It is hard. Somebody wrote, this is hard. I know. It's just making your brain work, guys.
It's kind of fun when there's some rules, like only 10 words.
It's a bit of a challenge.
Mom, do you have a question?
I
Yeah?
had a question. I've had these things like all the time, like most of the time, like these things. Like write this thing, like a topic, and then you have to write it.
Ah, so you've experienced something like this before. That's good.
Yeah.
Your brain will be trained for this.
That's awesome. I wonder what this wizard is going to say to you.
All right, we've got a few people who have finished, Rawah, so...
Maybe they can read out their work while the rest are still going.
Yeah, sure. All right, Aya and Omar. We're going to pick 3 people now. Aya and Omar, would you like to share your...
Yes.
You'll count as one.
This is Omar, and my one was take care of your prophecy. You are the chosen one.
Ooh, you are the chosen one. I love that. See, as a reader, I want to read more now. So well done.
Is Aya there? Does Aya want to contribute?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
I said you are chosen. You must complete the task.
I like that, the task part, because that means that there's going to be, I guess, lots of obstacles and challenges in this character's story. Well done. I think, Tess, we can do maybe 5. So
Yeah, sure.
we can do 5.
All right. Layla and Yana.
Okay, so many people come to see me. What brings you here?
Ooh.
And another one is live.
Yeah, I'll say it. I've been expecting you. What took you so long?
Nice. I like that story that they might know each other, or that the wizard has been thinking somehow. Nice.
And one more, Victoria and Rosie.
I just want to ask, I mean, I've done, but does it have to be related to the wizard? And
Okay, you can read it. That's fine.
does it need to be related? Or?
No, that's okay. That's it. You can read it. That's what I love about creative writing. You can be as creative as possible.
Oh no, the red garnet has run out of fear.
That's pretty interesting. Thanks, Victoria. I love that it's completely different. Well done. And I know some of you in the chat have said that you have a really good one. I promise if we have time at the end, we could come back and you can read it, because guess what, guys? I'm feeling a little bit like I'm going to be a little bit more nice now. And because I gave you 10 words, how about we do the same activity, but I give you, okay? So let's have a go once more. Remember, your job is to capture the reader in a short amount of words. So this time you can see this picture. It looks like you're going to pretend you're in this story, boys and girls, and I'm going to give you some information. So you find a dusty old book locked away in a box in an attic. Your parents have warned you many times not to open the box, but as usual, you don't listen. You have 12 words to write an opening scene for a story. So it could be any 12 words you like. You found this old dusty book, but there's all this magic, if you can see. Places have come out, and you have to capture the reader in 12 words. How will you start your story?
Wait, does it have to be like the start of the story? Does it have to be like
12 words exactly?
no, but like
So the first one, I know what you're asking. So the first one, the wizard part is speech marks. So the wizard is saying something to you. This one's completely different. This is up to you. So you can be first person. So you can pretend you're the character in the book and say, you know, I found a book, and then you can finish it off. Or you can completely make it your own. Okay?
Dusty old book in the attic.
I wonder what's going to come out.
Ooh.
How many do we have to do?
Have you finished the first? Have you done an opening scene with 12 words?
We have to do 12 words.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. Sorry, guys. It's a really good exercise because it helps you think about word choice, and it helps you think about choosing words to capture the reader. Sometimes we write so many things in an opening story that the reader gets lost, and activities like this or strategies like this, like a word limit, can really help you also think about your ideas as well.
Yeah, that opening sentence is so important. How often do you pick up a book and go, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, that's very true. Often it's the first paragraph, and if you're not interested, you just close it and you put it away.
All right, a few people have finished. Should we have a read of some, Rawah?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to pick some people?
Yes, because I'm just going to flick through now. I know in the chat, sorry, I can see, I can't see any hands up. Is that because it's my screen? Guys, if you, I
That's
can
all
see Gunur, is it Gunur? Yeah, you can have a go.
Aman.
Ah,
His brother obviously changed it back.
you can have a go if you like, or your brother, one of them.
And said, war is starting very soon.
Bit of feedback there, Aman. Do you want to type it in the chat?
Yeah, couldn't hear you
Can you
properly.
not hear me?
We'll type that one in the chat and come back to it.
I can see Sophia.
My one is open the book, open the book. Who is whispering there?
Ooh, love that. Very interesting. Well done, Sophia. Definitely want to read more. So I can see 2 people have raised their hand. I'm just trying to flick through to find. So Veer, you can go, and then Anahi, you can go after that.
Suddenly, the world spins. The book sucks you in. Poof, you say.
Oh, very interesting. Well done. Anahi?
I open a book in the attic secretly so my parents won't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I can see that there's a backstory with the parents as well. So well done. I might take one more and then on. I'm just flicking through to see if anybody has their hand up. I don't know, Tess, can you see anyone that?
Well, Aman has put his in the chat,
Okay, so
and it's can you see? Oh, I'll read it. I opened the book and it said, "War is starting very soon."
oh my God. Well done.
Rather alarming.
Very, very interesting.
Yusuf.
Yusuf, yep.
This book has so much power. What should I do with it?
Oh, nice. Well done, Yusuf. And I think we'll take Lucy and Summer. You can see Lucy and Summer.
Lucy has finished her Wizard 1.
Oh, okay. That's fine. She can read that. It's okay.
This is what I write. Beware of shadows in the dark and where the evil lurks.
Ooh, lurks. I love that word. Well done.
Cool. Nice work, folks.
My goodness, this script, I think has its own...
I did mine!
I didn't hear. Who was that?
I don't know. We'll have to catch you in the next round, if that's okay.
Well done, guys. If you all decide to be writers and you all decide to write books, I will read every single one of them because that was very interesting beginnings. Okay, so we're going to completely move on now, and we're going to look at my favorite part of writing, and it's characters, because my book that has come out, like Tess mentioned last week, is a young adult book, but it's pretty much based on a bunch of characters and their lives and how they figure out a few things. And characters are so much fun because you can imagine people come to life and stories and plots and journeys and challenges. So it's funny though, because my characters are all human beings, but my all-time favorite is picture books, and these are my favorite characters. Cat in the Hat from Dr. Seuss. Raise your hand if you know Cat in the Hat. You guys, come on, total classic. How about the Gruffalo? Yes, nice. And Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, oh, cool. They're pretty much classic characters now. One thing they all have in common, and I didn't even realize this until I got a little bit older, is that they're actually all animals. A cat and a Gruffalo is a completely made up one, but still pretty cool, and a bear. So I thought to myself, I cannot believe that my favorite characters are animals, and yet I, a writer, have never, ever thought about writing about animals. So then I was scrolling through and I found this really awesome video about the night zoo and about how all these characters, all these animals, come to life. And I thought, let's watch it and then we can have a go at coming up with our own characters, but they have to be animals, okay? And I'll explain a little bit more. but let's watch it first. And just let me know if it doesn't work. It should work, but let's do this.
Welcome to the world of the Night Zoo. This is a place where anything is possible. Many magical animals live in the zoo, from purple elephants to penguin professors, and it's Tom Rivers' job to care for them all. Tom himself is a human. He is 12 years old and has floppy hair and many freckles. He loves to draw, paint, and write stories. When he was growing up, his grandma told him about the night zoo, and now he works there, caring for the animals. Tom was 6 years old when he drew a picture of an animal called Sam the spying giraffe. He decided that Sam was an excitable spy that liked vegetable soup, disliked being bored, and could turn invisible. Sam lived in the Waterfly Woods and used his power of invisibility to defeat monsters. When Tom arrived in the night zoo, he discovered that Sam had come to life, for real, and was every bit as excitable as he had described in his story. Today, it's your chance to invent your own magical animal that will come and live in the night zoo. When you create a character, you need to give them a name and a home. You have to decide what they like and dislike, and if they have any special abilities or skills. For example, name Tom Rivers. Home, he lives in the night zoo. Likes, animals. Dislikes, he isn't a fan of vegetable soup, bullies, and spiders. Special abilities, he has a teleporting torch and a magical imagination. Skills, he is excellent at drawing and writing stories. Remember, Tom used his imagination to create Sam the spying giraffe. So let's learn a bit more about Sam. Home. Sam lives in the Waterfly Woods. Likes. He likes to play hide and seek. Dislikes. He doesn't like standing still. Special abilities. He can turn invisible. Skills. Sam is a fantastic spy. Now it's your turn. What magical animal will you create?
So, I know some of you in the chat were asking if it's a TV show or if it's a movie. I know it looks pretty cool, but I think we're going to have, once we put it up on the State Library website, but I'll tell you now where it's from. It's from a website called the Literacy Shed. And they have so many cool things. So, but we'll put up all the links and all the information after this. Okay, so that was pretty interesting. And I wish I actually worked in the night zoo, but unfortunately I am a teacher and a writer. So I cannot work in the night zoo, but we can create different animals. But I thought I'd make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, we're gonna do something that looks like this. You ready? Don't laugh, because when I first saw these, I actually started laughing. Actually, you can laugh. So we are going to create our own mixed up animal. So it's not enough to create just an animal that already exists. How if we create animals that don't exist, right? Like the gruffalo, for example. So as you can see in the first picture, it's half a bear and a crocodile. That looks super strange. I wouldn't want that chasing me, I'll tell you that. The second picture I can see, I'm assuming a snail's head. Is that the body of a cheetah or a leopard? Yeah. And then a fox. And then this is pretty funny, a giraffe's head and a duck's body. That's pretty weird. And then we have an elephant and a zebra. I don't know what the body part of that is, to be quite honest with you. And then we have, this is actually one of my favorites. It's the elephant with the butterfly ears. I think that's pretty cool. And this is so cute. I feel like I could put it in my pocket and take it with me to work. It's a half a cat and a penguin, which is pretty funny. I can see Arjun laughing so much. So guess what, guys? We are going to have a go now at doing this. So the night zoo is pretty much full, but we're going to create our own little night zoo where all the wonderful things come to life, and it's our little secret. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw your mixed up animal. So I think a really easy way to think about this is maybe pick 3 of your favorite animals, and then maybe pick the head of one, the body of the other, and then maybe the tail if he does have, so you can mix it up. Then you are going to do a bit of a character profile about your mixed up animals. So you're going to answer these questions. You're going to give it a name. You're going to say how old it is. You can tell me where it lives. And remember, guys, be as creative and as magical as possible. Then you're going to tell me what it looks like. And just bear in mind, boys and girls, when you're writing, you can actually answer the questions in dot points. What does it like to do for fun? What does it get scared of? What does it like to eat? What special skills does it have? So in the night zoo, the giraffe's special skill was that he was a spy. So maybe your animal actually has a bit of a purpose as well. Or its special skill could be eating 12 donuts. I don't know. It could be whatever you like. So I'm going to give you around 10 to 15 minutes. Is that okay, Tess?
Sorry, how long was that, Rawah?
12 minutes?
12 minutes? Yeah, 10 minutes sounds good.
Yeah, we'll give you around 10 minutes, guys. And then we can have a go at everybody showing their mixed up animal. I can't wait to see. So remember, with the questions, guys, you don't have to write paragraphs or long sentences, just quick dot points, and maybe we can share 1 or 2 with the rest of the group. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat and I'll be more than happy.
Yeah, Victoria, if you've got a question, feel free to put it in the chat.
Abdullah, this meeting is interesting.
I agree, Abdullah.
I cannot wait to see your mixed up animals, actually.
Ooh.
So Victoria, you don't have a question. Do you have a comment? Do you want to tell us?
Yeah, I just want to say last time this is an animal that I did.
That's so cool. Sorry, Rawah, hope you saw that. You're on mute. Rawah.
On mute.
There we go. I was looking at it, I was like, I think you look familiar. Were you here last? There you go. So you have a chance now to create something completely different, and I'm excited to see, actually.
And I'm actually going to mix 3 more mythical creatures together.
Ooh, mythical. I love that. Oh, so now you're having trouble of thinking of an animal. Okay, so I'm just going to type some animals in the chat to help you out. Let's go with tiger, lion. Guys, if you're having trouble, you can think about the pictures that I showed you. Arjun, do you have a question?
Is it scientifically proven a human is actually an animal?
Yes, it is.
I know. So can I do a human? Because it's an animal. It's a type of animal.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean. You could do whatever you like. Love that. Oh, bear. Okay, you like the idea of a bear. How about this? This one's a pretty cool one. I haven't seen anybody do a snake yet. So you can do a snake.
I'm doing a snake.
Oh, there you go. A panda. What else is there?
Another thing that you can do, guys, is to Google. Go to Google and see different animals and pick what part of each animal you want to use to combine together.
That's actually a very good idea, Carlos, because sometimes also it will help you draw the animal as well if you have a picture right in front of you. So Google answers everybody's questions. Anybody else that's struggling with ideas, just put it in the chat and I'll be more than happy to address your questions. Human bird. That's okay. Somebody wrote, I don't think people will be able to see which animals I'm trying to blend. Or you can always help us out by letting us know, but I feel like I can guess it. So that's okay. Don't stress out.
Very interesting animals coming up. I'm loving the chat.
And remember, boys and girls, it can be completely mythical. So you can even make up your own animal. Okay, so like just like the Gruffalo, completely made up. So somebody wrote they're finished. Did you answer the questions too, Aya?
So make sure you're doing the questions too.
And I think it's important if you use heaps of color, guys, it brings your animal to life. So, or your mixed up animal, rather, I should say, to life. So if you have color pencils nearby or textures or whatever it is, crayons, it'd be pretty cool to see what colors it would look like. I did a snake, a lion, and a turtle. Wow, that's the first time I hear something. Oh, and a dragon. Nice.
Should we start having a look at some of these, Rawah? What do you think?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Sure. All right. Who said that the Abdullah? You said you'd finished. Where are you? Would you like to share? Abdullah? No? Feeling a bit shy? That's okay. What about Arash? Would you like to share, Arash? There's Arash. Tell us about it.
So, its name is Con. It's 1,000 years old. It lives in space. The tail is a giraffe's tail. The body is a camel. The face is a human. The tongue is a snake, and it's scared of nothing. And his special ability is to eat, and he likes to skateboard.
The skateboard part. That's pretty cool. Well done. If you have, I'm not sure if I saw that correctly, but while you're waiting for others, you can color your mixed up animal. Oh, wow, there we go.
Who else do we have? Anahi, would you like to share? Thanks, Arash.
I drew my mix-up animal is a bunny, a penguin, and a giraffe. So the legs are the giraffe, the penguin is the body, and the face is a bunny.
Well done.
Its name is Skipper. It's 7 years old. It lives on Antarctica. Its favorite thing is to dance. It's scared of bears and spiders. It eats fish, and his special abilities are to dance.
To dance?
Yeah.
I love that. Well done, Anahi. That's great. I can actually just picture it, just having a bit of a boogie. I like it. Well done.
Thanks, Anahi. Vanch, do you want to share?
My animal's name is Docaron. It's 5 years old. It likes to sneak up on people, and it's scared of crocodiles. It's made up of a duck's head, a crocodile's body, and a dragon's tail. Its special abilities is super speed, and it likes to eat anything.
Can we see a picture if that's okay?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Nice. Well done, Dinesh. Awesome.
Very cool. And who else? Who else would like to show this? Anyone want to wave their hand? Yusuf.
Oh, Yusuf.
Go for it, Yusuf.
Well, my animal is a cheetah-dial. It's a cheetah mixed with a crocodile. It lives in the ocean. It's mixed with a saltwater crocodile.
Okay.
It's the color of a cheetah, like the pattern that a cheetah has, and it has a crocodile's head and body, and it has cheetah legs and a cheetah tail.
Well done, Yusuf. I love that. Very, very creative.
It's for fun. It likes to leap out of the water and do it spin around like dolphins, and it's scared of nothing. It likes to eat anything that lives in the sea, like any fish or whales or like anything. And its special ability is it can time travel.
Oh, that's a good special ability. Nice work. Well done, Yusuf. I think, Freya, you had your hand up. Freya, would you like to read?
Ooh. Freya, lucky last for this one, and then we'll have to move on. Where are you? Freya?
Yep.
Your go. Freya, did you want to show your work?
Maybe we can come back to Freya.
We can come back to Freya.
Somebody else.
All right. We've got 10 more minutes.
I think Assia wanted to have a go. Assia, you can have a go. And then we can move on.
Who is that? Oh, Assia.
The animals is snake, a duck, a cat, and a bunny. The face is cat's face. The body is the bunny's body. The legs is the duck's legs. And the probability is likes to play, and they like to eat pet food.
Yeah, can we? Okay, let's do this because I'm just going to move on now.
Only the 1 year old.
Okay. All good, Assia?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the sharing. Just before we move on, just because I really do want to see all your mixed up animals, is it okay, only if you feel comfortable, to show your picture to the camera and so I can see all of them at the same time? Only if you like to share. Oh, Victoria, I saw yours. Oh, Aisha, and Vinesh, Lucy and Summer. Oh, I love that. Oh, wow. It's very snake-like. Oh, Natalia, awesome. Freya. What is the tail there, Freya? Because I can see it's a turtle's body.
A bee.
The first time we have a bee. Well done. Oh, Gunul, that's amazing. Layla and Jana. Nice, well done. Oh, Arlia, that's pretty cool. Lila, nice. I'm going to just go to my next page to see if there's anybody else. All right, awesome. I can see Anahi. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so last activity. We're not going to have much time, so I'm just going to have to minimize this screen for girls. Okay, so it's 4:45 Tess. The activity is going to be a little bit longer than that. So did we can I give it to them and they can do it in their own time? And then we can wrap it up.
Sure.
So I just want to just go back to quickly what we did before we head off. So we looked at introductions and we looked at giving yourself a word limit to capture that reader. And then we looked at characters and really doing characters I've never done before. And we love mixing in different animals and things like that. So if you go to school and your teacher says to you, I want you to write an interesting character, you can totally do the same thing, okay? And then what we're going to do, we call them character profiles, where we ask things like how old they are or what their name is, because that's very important when we're reading a book, is to know a background, some background information about a character. Now, the character that you know best has to be yourself. So we're not going to have time to do it together today, but what I would love for you to do is to actually come up with a character profile about yourself. So you draw a picture of yourself, just like what we did with the mixed up animal, and then you're going to write about what you look like, and then you are going to write about all the things that you love to do and something that's special about you, okay? I wish we had a lot more time, but that's all the time that we have. What I can suggest is that I actually have a website, and if you would love to send me your work, I'd be more than happy to read it and give you feedback, which we would put up later on the State Library's website. But that's all from me. Does anybody have any questions about anything they would like to know before we leave? And you can do your own character about yourself. No? Did you guys enjoy the lesson?
Aman has a question.
Rawah, you call me Gandel, but my actual name is Arman.
Sorry, it's because I keep getting stuck with your brother. I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry. Anybody else have any other questions? No? Well, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. And if you have any questions, like I said, you can just Google me and you'll find my name and you can ask me whatever you like.
Rawah, it has been such a treat to have you with us today. And boys and girls, it has been so wonderful to spend this afternoon with you as well. Let's all have a big round of applause for Rawah.
Hey.
Yay! And a big round of applause for yourselves.
Hey.
And keep an eye out for more fantastic State Library workshops with amazing authors just like Rawah. And we hope to see you again next time. So we'll say goodbye. Work on those personality portraits that Rawah's got you working on. Thank you for joining us.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.